All right, we are back here on SportsLine. Phone line still open, 737-7767. We've covered several topics tonight. Big one today, though, the Titans back on the field for day one of organized team activities. And, of course, the loss of Byron Bell to a dislocated left ankle. He is done for the season before it even began. Back to the phones we go. Leon, kind enough to wait through the break. Leon, good evening. Thanks for doing that.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Doing well.
Hey, my thing is that hopefully when the teams start making their cuts, that the Titans may come up with 2 or 3 gems, you know, in the receiving and the skill, because this team right here, I feel, is built to control the clock. You know, if they get behind, you know, a hard time, you know, retake the speed because they're not built that way.
Right.
And Kendall Wright, I like him personally, but I mean, he's never healthy. I mean, they need some guys that they're just sort of skill position players, Steve. And I'll just let you comment, and I just wanted to hear your opinion.
I think that's a great point. I think right now they're building a team. Let's face it, this team won 5 games the last 2 years. It was not a talented roster that John Robinson inherited as general manager. And I think he looked at it and said, we got a quarterback, but we've got a long ways to go to be an elite roster right now in the National Football League. How can we best situate ourselves to start making strides right away? And I think their thought was, let's become physical. Let's shorten these games. We're going to run the ball a lot. And when you get guys like Murray and you throw Henry into the mix, the wheels that Mariota possesses as well as a dual-threat quarterback, I think you're going to see this team keep the ball on the ground a lot. They're going to play good defense. They're going to build off of what Dick LeBeau did last year. They're going to try and shorten the game. They're going to have fewer plays in the game. And they're going to try and keep things close, because you're absolutely right. If the Titans get down, I think they're in trouble. Because if you ask Marcus Mariota to go back and just drop back and pass when other guys can pin their ears back and go after him with this offensive line, which, let's face it, even this line, it's revamped and they're confident about it, but they haven't played together much or at all, frankly, at this point. So how confident are you going to be if they have to hold off great pass rushers time and time again with Mariota dropping back? And how confident are you going to be that these wide receivers can go and make plays for you time and time again? So to me, starts are going to be important for the Titans. Get off to quick starts in game. Be able to execute this game plan of keeping the ball on the ground, being creative offensively, putting Mariota in positions to succeed, and not asking him to just throw it around the park on every play. And if they can do that and keep themselves in games, well, then they have a chance to win games in the fourth quarter. Or if they get a lead, then they can really pound people down in the fourth quarter. But if they get behind, that's going to be a struggle for sure. All right, back to the phones we go. And Adrian. Adrian, good evening. You're next up. Hello, Adrian.
Hello.
Yeah, you're next up here on SportsLine. Hello, Adrian. All right, Adrian hung up. Well, so much for that. Back to what I was talking about earlier. Derek Morgan, though, obviously a big key of this team, and he talked a lot about the study that came out, or the story that came out, that a congressional study found that the NFL was very particular in the way they handed out their grants for CTA research and for brain trauma and concussion research and all that sort of stuff. Morgan had some pretty strong words about that. He addresses that and returning to football with the Titans for OTAs here in this interview.
Had a pretty strong take yesterday about the report that came out about the league trying to kind of strong-arm the NIH and their concussion research.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You want to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that they have your best interest at hand, but you know, obviously, you know, from the report and their track record in the past, that hasn't been the case. So, you know, it's the thing is, guys just want to have the knowledge and the information available, and the NFL is supposed to take care of that in the form of research. So, it's disappointing, but to say it was a surprise would be, I'd be lying to you.
You were saying though, it only affects the current guys.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't affect future players too.
Yeah, I mean we're the only guys people that suffer. We're out there laying our bodies on the line and going through the physical pains of playing football. It's part of the game. We understand that. We just want to have the knowledge and the information readily available so we can make decisions on our health.
You feel like it's more responsibility of more players to kind of active players to kind of speak?
Well, I would say it's their responsibility to be informed and be knowledgeable about the research and the information that's out there. I think back in February, the NFL just admitted the link, with CTE and everything. So I think guys, like myself, that was pretty that hit home and caused me to start doing my own research and trying to find out on my own. So we just want the NFL to be responsible and handle their end of the bargain.
Derek, what are your thoughts on just getting OTAs starting to get back out on the field again?
It felt really good to be out there. I've been it's been since November since I actually put on a helmet, so it felt good to get out there with my teammates, and I wasn't doing everything, but just kind of the camaraderie and building that chemistry is always important. So it felt good.
Since November, it's tough to sit around and watch other guys.
It sucks. I think that might have been the worst part for me is on Sunday being out there and just watching my teammates go out to battle and not being able to help them. So it's great to be back in the fold and working towards a common goal together.
Knowing what you know now about concussions, how does that change anything for you? Does it?
I don't think it changes because you can't play the game, worried about that. You just, like I said, you want to be knowledgeable so you can take your own precautions, in the off season, whatever it may have you, recovery, whatever the circumstances. So it's just kind of, I wouldn't ask you to go do your job and not fully give you all the details about it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I know you kind of understand the risks, but the more detailed information that's out there is just kind of, what guys will want to know. But you can't change your style of play. You can't really, you can to a certain degree, but you can't let that be in the back of your mind because it's going to affect you.
Yeah. Derek, there's optimism obviously going into every year, but with the off season that this team's had,
yeah,
the guys they brought in, does it feel a little bit different this time around?
I want to say, yeah. I say that every year, but it kind of does feel good. The acquisitions that we've made in the draft and the free agency, and having Marcus back healthy, and it's a good feeling. It's a lot of optimism, as in any offseason in any NFL team. But we're clear on what the goals are and the work that needs to be done to get to our goals. So we're just ready to work to get to the playoffs and win our division.
Fans are super excited.
Yeah,
the optimism.
Rightfully so.
Have you seen that, felt that?
Yeah, definitely. Just being around the fans and different interactions, and the excitement level is high, and we got to put a better product on the field, for our fans. They're loyal. We got some of the most loyal fans in the NFL, so we got to show up on Sundays and give them a better show.
This defense finished just outside the top 10 last year, despite only winning 3 games. That's got to be a positive sign going forward, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was a step in the right direction. We made big strides on defense, and we know we're just scratching the surface. So we got to continue to put the work in, put the pieces together, and our goal is to be #1 defense. So that's what we're striving for.